Hello, Diane. This is Robert Dorsey here. And I'm just going to give a big shout out here to Diane Hochman for her 15 years of being in the home business arena, and especially for her teaching for 15 years. And one thing that I've really learned from Diane, and I'm not sure how this is going to sound when I say it here, so I'm just going to say it. Um, it's not so much what she's been teaching, but what she's been living. I look back on her story, and the reason she got into working in home-based business was because she wanted to be home to raise her family. Now, I've had the fortunate, or been fortunate enough to, with my wife and I, to have raised two families. We raised our son and daughter, and until they left home when they were 18, 20 years old. But our son got custody of his kids after his wife split and took off, and we raised those kids with our son and our grandkids, and so until they were 18 and 20. So we raised two families. Now, I look back when on my life, and I think of the story of Diane Hochman, that she got into the market because she wanted to be home with her kids. She had two little girls. She wanted to stay home and raise her kids at home, and yet she still had to earn some money. She was working. She worked just like most everybody does. She had a corporate job. She was a cash register, worked at a cash register. Uh, a lot of people have done this, right? But her decision to do something that would allow her to make money at home, to have her home business, um, my hat goes off to Diane, because I think back on my life, because I spent my lifetime working out, okay, trading my life for wages. And that's why I'm in the home business now, because um, I would like to encourage people to live the lifestyle of Diane Hochman. Um, I spent my life in the trades, and also in corporate arena. And but when we were raising our own kids. I think my daughter was. I'm going to tell you a little story here, because I think my daughter was, maybe 3, maybe 4. I'm not sure how old. I worked out a lot. I worked a lot of overtime, and when I left home for work, my kids were sleeping. By the time I got home from work, my kids were sleeping. They would only see me on the weekends. And generally on weekends we had things to do too, so we were running around all the time. But I remember this one time my wife was telling me that, or sharing with me the story that she went to the store, and the shopping mall, and our daughter was in the shopping cart, and as she was going along the store, my daughter was asking my wife, her mother, right? She'd be seeing a man walk by, okay? And then she'd ask her mom, she'd say, "Is that my daddy?" And then she'd see somebody else and she'd say, "Is that my daddy?" Well, when I heard that story, you know how much that hurt. To think that I had to work, put bread and butter on the table, but I never seen my kids grow up. And I did that all my life. Now, it's not that I wasn't introduced to the concept of leveraging, because I first was introduced to the MLM industry and the concept of leveraging a downline or time and energy of other people in 1965. And I assume that some of you listening to this video here now weren't even thought of at that time. But I lived my life. I never pursued it. Now, yes, I did sell a lot of soap, and I did sell a lot of toilet paper, but I never pursued the business. And I look back on it now, when I came online to learn how people were making any money online or building a business online, I never knew what people were doing. And so I am really grateful for Diane Hochman for her mentorship and her training and her teaching. But not just what she teaches, but that she teaches her lifestyle. Because home network marketing is not just a strategies, techniques, and tactics. It's got to be a lifestyle. And Diane has done this. She has made it a lifestyle. And I'm really thankful for Diane that showing to us that this can be a lifestyle. And where you can be home to raise your kids. To be home when the school phones and says your kid is sick and you just drop what you're doing and go and pick her up. For stay-at-home moms, there is nothing better. And for dads that don't see their kids half the time, because it's usually up to the father to, well, old tradition, right? The old tradition, usually up for the father to go out and make the living. Not so much anymore, but even for stay-at-home dads working a home-based business, there is nothing better. And I'm really grateful for Diane Hochman for showing that this can actually work, that she has made it work, and she is now showing the rest of us how to make it work. Congratulations on your 15 years, Diane, and congratulations on another 15. And I will see you in the Guru Code.